to take a quick look into the Caribbean diaspora. This idea of Caribbeanness, about oneness, is a concept that lives in a special place in our diaspora. Through globalization, we have brought people over national, geographical, and traditional cultural borders. The widening of the income gap amongst different regions in the world, as well as an increase in labor shortages in the Caribbean, has facilitated these wide migration rates that we're familiar with. Issues like the brain drain that have come up. The Caribbean diaspora is located largely in the following countries: the United States of America, Canada, and the United Kingdom, and countries that were previously colonial empires. The diaspora is about going away. In Trinidad we say you're going foreign. Rasta say you're going outer-national. You ain't going international. Now we're going to look at some benefits of migration and the cost of migration to the Caribbean. It provides opportunities to migrants that may not exist at home, but at the same time we lose some high-skilled labor, which means we have a reduction in the quality of services we could offer in the Caribbean, especially in higher education and in the skilled services. That's what we call the brain drain. On one hand, the migration to the diaspora could help reduce the level of unemployment that exists in our home country. On the other hand, it reduces growth and productivity in the labor force. Another point, the inflow of remittances, as the money is sent home from people who have migrated, increases foreign exchange and income to family members. But on the other hand, lower returns from public investment in public education. Then we have technology, investments, and venture capital from the diaspora, especially venture capital with the power of currency. And at the same time, back home, here in the Caribbean, we have the possible loss of fiscal revenue from taxation of workers. And we should take this into consideration. The transfer of skills and knowledge by the return of migrants, as well as the linkages that they have to business persons and foreign entrepreneurs and enterprises, is something we could take advantage of here back home. But what we should be more considerate of is a selective migration by persons with certain skills to participate in diaspora, and how it is we maximize on those benefits back home. The diaspora is very important to us. One of the major elements in the recovery effort post-Hurricane Ivan was the money that came from the diaspora to help rebuild our Caribbean territories. And next thing is that access to technology, which is a problem of the developing world. Our diaspora can enable us to have technology at better costs and a more accessible way. So it's not that they only send brand name clothes and they also send on criminals. It's not about that. We also get positive exchanges. Another thing is that the diaspora helps out with the family community. In fact, in the 1990s in Trinidad and Tobago, we had a phenomenon called barrel babies that came through with the diaspora, and clothes and gifts and even materials for one's house and furniture that came from abroad, from West Indians living away. But the important thing we must understand is that there is a need to include diaspora in our development policy, to take advantage of the human and financial capital that they have in our vision for a better Caribbean. Now, you have understand the function of the diaspora. Let's try to help define it. We could understand the word diaspora because it has multiple meanings. However, in the context of economics and migration, diaspora is seen as persons who live outside of their home country. This includes different groups such as political refugees, migrant workers, people who go to cultivate strawberries and apples, but also people from different ethnic and racial minorities who live in overseas communities or territories. And we need to understand how it is to become a West Indian in diaspora. Some people leave Trinidad, some people leave Tobago, some people leave Grenada, some people leave Jamaica, but when they go to Toronto, they go to New York, they go to UK, they become West Indians. Because the immigration framework in the metropolitan countries away frames them as Caribbean citizens or West Indian immigrants. Their identity is constructed in their unity, because as a minority group they usually come together. It's not enough. We're not No man is an island, no woman is an island, and no island is an island. Also part of the political organization happens around their West Indianness, their Caribbeanness, that oneness, and many cultural events. Our carnivals, reggae festivals, food festivals happens outside as one Caribbean week, where we can bring forward the different cultures together. So we need to rethink our idea about who we are as islands and nationhood, but to have national pride, but a regional perspective. And we can draw these lessons from the diaspora.